welcome to the Wealthy LaLa show with myself, Laurie Larson. Oh, today is episode 187-2. And I've been sitting here for a few hours thinking, what am I going to talk about today? And what's really interesting is that, well, okay, it's interesting in my world. You might not find it interesting in your world, but I find it interesting in my world. Is that I'm actually feeling really quite anxious right now. So, anxious, ah, truth, would it be afraid? No, anxious. It's more anxious about unknown. So, I've been talking about how I'm going to this Dr. Joe Dispenza's workshop, and the fact that a week from today, I will be in the workshop. And I'm just so aware of the possibilities with this workshop, like the possibilities for change in my world. And it's just been something I've been so dearly asking for a long, long time, like for me, close to 20 years. And and actually probably before that. Just, because I'm that kind of person, I guess. Like it's like I don't wanna, oh man, it's kind of like I have three thoughts in my head and then they all kind of run together. And then I'm like, what was I going to say? And then I can't remember. But anyways, I'll just kind of go back to where I started, is that I'm feeling anxious, and I'm feeling anxious about this class coming up. So, you know how on yesterday's show, I talked about that little exercise where you focus on an energy center or where in your body that you're feeling the whatever, grief, sadness, anxiousness, fear, whatever. And so again, for me, it's actually more in my heart area right now. Often it's in like the pit of my gut area. And so what I've been doing is I will like tap into that area. And then I will expand my awareness out all the way around my body, up, down, front, back, all the way around. And even as I just close my eyes and I just do it right now, I can tell that I'm having some ease with it. And like if you guys, are feeling something and you're aware that the energy's been going on that's, for a little longer than you would like, you're kind of struggling maybe to sort of get through it, you want to help assist dissipate it, or you'd like to even know what it is. And you know what? Sometimes we can just get anxious about the fact that we're anxious because we don't know why we're anxious. And so, you can have all different reasons. You could be aware that you just need to use some kind of a tool to help dissipate the whatever you're feeling. Or it could be to even use to help you have clarity with whatever is going on. Because sometimes, like if we've, like I've been talking from that one book, Running on Empty, the child overcoming your childhood emotional neglect, well, where so many of us weren't taught how to deal with our emotions. That's probably like, I'm thinking probably like 90 something percent of us. So, and what if it's not wrong? What if it's just something we can learn about now and we can choose and change for our futures? So, so I've had a little bit of that, of being aware that I'm feeling anxious, and I'm also a little bit unaware as to what exactly the anxiousness is about. So it's like anxiousness about the anxiousness, if that makes sense. And so what I wanted to come on and talk about, because I was actually judging myself. I'm like, well, I can't do a radio show. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And then I thought, well, what if I just talk about where I'm actually at right now and what I choose to shift it, and at least attempt to shift it, because I'm aware that it's not creating greater for me right now, and I would like to have some more ease. And I'm also really acknowledging that without even knowing it, we can get stuck in these states and just think we have to just deal with it. And then we maybe go to bed, maybe we wake up in the night, we can't sleep, the next day something triggers us, we kind of lose it. a little bit more than we'd like to, and it perpetuates. And after a couple of days of sort of not changing the state, it kind of can start this, like, when you're off and then all of a sudden you like drop a knife on the ground, or you spill the milk when you're going to do something, or you trip as you leave the house. We start to do things like that, forget something that's really, really important. So when we're aware of an energy that is, not working for us, something we do want to try and be more resilient with, that's kind of where I'm at. And so that's what I'm talking about in this moment. So one of the things I did was I went and pulled out, and I know we talked about it yesterday, but this book for me is just really therapeutic. And so I wanted to see if it had something. So the Change Me Prayers book by Tasha Silver. And I just went into this time I didn't just open it, I actually went into the index. And so with this class coming up, there's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of unknown coming up. And so I wanted to see what prayer, like I just looked at the titles of all the different prayers, and this one stood out. And so change me, divine beloved, into one who offers all current mysteries with great ease and joy to you alone. Show me your plan, even in the most baffling situations. Take my fears and worries. You alone guide my heart. Let me always trust that all actions are shown at the appointed time and that all doors open as needed. Change me, divine beloved, into one who can comfortably rest in the mystery. May I trust my life will bloom in perfect ways. So in reading that, I do feel some ease in my body. And sometimes it's just a subtle change is all we actually need. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with reading this 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 times. Especially as we're, building the muscles of surrendering, building the muscles of being okay with mystery and the unknown. Now, I'm also aware that as I'm taking this class, the way I am going into this workshop with the meditations and knowing, and as I'm reading or listening to these pre-videos to watch and learning the information, taking it in, and especially because I've been following Dr. Joe Dispenza for well over a year, and I watched these videos actually a year ago, I am seeing how much more I'm getting and receiving from the videos now that's helping me understand it to a depth that the processes as I'm choosing meditations, even when I did my meditation today, I'm so aware that I'm, I guess, expanding more into the process. I'm going deeper into the process. And I noticed that after I did the meditation and experienced this, more depth to it, I started to kind of freak out a bit. And that's okay. So it is okay. It's okay for us to get nervous, anxious, worried about the mystery, the unknown, and to allow ourselves to be okay with that there's nothing wrong with being uncomfortable coming into the unknown. And what I'm getting from Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, and as I watch these videos and read his books and stuff like that, is that that's actually where all the new things or the different things that we desire in our life is in that unknown. So why not try and get as comfortable with the uncomfortable as possible? And in my words, the sooner the better. Okay, so there's another prayer that she has in the book here that's called a new cycle prayer. So change me, divine beloved, into one who knows that the perfect unfolding is always occurring, even in times of invisible transition. Let me trust that all unseen growth will be known at the right time. Let me have faith in your plan. May I welcome this new cycle as it slowly births. Let me bless its unfolding. May I feel worthy to receive the highest and know my own value. May I be an uplifting force for the good of all. Whew. Yeah, that is definitely something that I'm, just requiring a little bit more of, trusting, relaxing. Here's another one here for relaxing. Oh, beloved, change me into one who knows how to relax completely, sleep deeply, and receive all the blessings of every moment exactly as it presents itself with ease and gratitude. I might have to read that one a few more times. Well, and I've talked about EFT or emotional freedom technique and EMDR, which is the eye movement, EMDR, desensitization, reprocessing. And what I like is both of these tools also really contribute to me. And so what I'm actually doing now, if you guys want to find out where the points are, you just have to Google what is emotional freedom technique, and you can find all different kinds of YouTube videos. Jessica Ortner, Nick Ortner, and Alex Ortner are two brothers and a sister that are really popular. They've written books and stuff like that. So even right now, as I'm chatting with you guys, I'm actually tapping on the points. So there's points that are just on the inside of your eyebrow. Then there's points just on the outside corners of your eyes, like just on the bone there. And then there's points just under your eye, kind of fleshy, just up on the top of your cheeks. Then there's a point underneath your nose and one just below your mouth, like on your chin. And then on the inside of your collarbone. And I'm not going to go into more detail with them because, this is like a tiny show. There is so much information about this. Then there's another point that's just under the armpit. It's about a hand width down, kind of where your bra strap would be on a female, on either sides of the walls of your chest. And then there's ones that are just straight underneath your breasts, underneath where your bra line again would be. And you, like, depending on who you follow when it comes to emotional freedom technique or EFT, those are ones that there's different points, and some people combine different points. Like right now, I'm using both my hands and tapping on the inside of my wrists with both hands. So one hand is tapping on the inside of one wrist while the other hand is tapping on the inside of the other wrist. Because there is a meridians. So in Chinese acupuncture, there is meridians, there's energy meridians that reference each of the different organs in the body. And these meridians, which are energetic meridians, can get congested. And stuck emotions, stuck energy can get stuck in them. And what you do is when you tap on these points, they actually help release this energy. And sometimes it's just a matter of shifting energy as you are, thinking about the thing that's stressing you. And the way that they like to do it too is they like to start off with the part that's stressing you. So you'll talk about, you can even just think of it like a movie in your head. So, in my head, I would just think about the stress. I'm getting anxious about going on the trip. I'm wondering what's going to happen. Am I going to sleep the night before I fly because I have to get up at 3:30 in the morning? And then, oh, well, what if I don't? It's not like I have to work that Sunday. Who am I going to meet? What kind of change am I going to have? And I think for me, actually, as I'm doing this, and this is one of the wonderful things about when you do processing like this, and for me, even verbal processing while I'm doing it, is I'm aware that I'm actually anxious about what it's going to be like to come back home. And am I going to be able to handle it? Am I going to be able to handle me? What could I lose in my life? What could I gain? And it's all the unknown of that. And so, even as I'm tapping right now, I'm going to do the thing that Dr. Joe talks about. And yes, I'm going to put two tools together, people, is I'm tapping into the energy centers of my body, so in my chest and my gut where I usually feel it, and then I'm expanding out into the energy, like to the field, the oneness. And this is what helps create brain heart coherence too in your body. So while I'm tapping and supporting the energy systems in my body, I'm also allowing myself to like expand out my awareness as I keep my awareness in my body too. Now this seems like an awful lot to try and figure out and to think about. So, feel free to re-listen to this show again. And I have to say honestly, I'm just going to stop for a minute. I probably was at about an 8 out of 10 for kind of feeling anxious when I started, and I'm feeling about a 4 right now, which is really huge in my world. I really feel grateful for that. Now, when I'm done with this show, I'm going to actually continue to do this for a little bit longer. And this is like, I really get that for me to support myself this way is a really huge kindness. It's a really huge kindness to ourselves to say, we don't actually have to suffer through something. We can offer our bodies some support, our energy systems support, our emotional bodies, our emotional part of ourselves, our minds, we can offer it some support. So these are just a few of the techniques that I'm using right now. And, ask the universe to show you what contributes to you. Something else I could have chosen was journaling. I could have done the EMDR that I talked about. You can actually Google YouTube videos on that too. And allow yourself to be supported in these, stressful states so you can help bring yourself back to yourself and the coherence that you want that actually creates greater for you, your life, and your body. So on that note, holy, this was a big subject. I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll have to let you know tomorrow how this ends up going. Tomorrow will be mini reading day, so we'll see what that creates too. That'll be fun. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for listening. Take care, and let me know if you tried these tools and if they work for you. All right.